Welcome to this new video where I'm going to be showcasing everything Kenshosi does, the new raid boss, in and out, so you can play as him or against him and counter him, and you know what abilities do. Now he comes with two menus and you can switch menu by pressing tab. The first menu doesn't cost mana and the second menu does. Very simple. He has an ability option on mouse 3, which is a simple teleport. Let's get straight into it. First ability goes Dance of Blades. Now Dance of Blades is very simple. Press 1, swords appear in front of you, you can charge them and you can deal damage on contact, or pressing M1 send them forward and deal 1.5 thousand damage to whoever they touch. His second ability is called Dance of Light. Now Dance of Light is similar to the first ability, but he spawns them where you look. So you spawn them here and they will come to you gradually. So I'm going to follow and they will come to me. And they will release these energy balls wherever you're looking. And if they do damage on contact, of course. There we go. Now the second ability is with Gaze of the Moon. It's a laser, but a different laser with a fat wind-up time. It has a 4-second wind-up, and before that you are normal, and as soon as the wind-up is finished, a laser spawns, you have low gravity, and the lasers go where you aim. It doesn't go as fast as your aim, but it's still pretty manageable. You can send them on whoever you want, and they will follow. Now, the fourth ability is called Cosmic Gaze. Now, Cosmic Gaze is one of my favorite abilities because it's really strong if you're targeting one person. It's really effective. All it does is lock yourself in animation, begin to shoot a laser. The laser will damage whoever you're aiming at, and create a circle, and the circle after that will explode. So first off, if you're aiming at people, you will create a circle, damage them, and then explode. But if you're aiming at the ground next to them, you will not actually deal damage, but you will still catch the explosion. Pretty simple. Now Lunar Radiance. Lunar Radiance is the first ability where Kenshosi become a human sentry, let's say. He loses control of his character, he gets massive resistance to prevent farming, and he has lasers targeting people repeatedly fast. The radius is small, so if you walk out of it, you will be able to dodge it, but it's a good crowd control ability. Sorry. It enables people to walk in and out of the fight. They have to like dodge it, and they have to like not bother for Kenshosi for about 10 seconds. Now Temporal Shielding is his stealth and defense ability, where on activation he gets a small shield, he loses outline, red team has a fog, I don't have it but they do, and you get 35% resistance. Now this 35% resistance will last until the shield is expired, and this shield is 10% of his max HP, so you see I'm 86,000 HP, so the shield is 8,600. Makes sense. Temple of Scarlet. Now this ability is actually very strong in the right hands if you have the right combo. So for example, you activate it and a text will appear and you have to stack damage. So we're going to stack damage the best way we can by meleeing, and you see every time I reach that threshold, a new sword appears, a new counter appears. I have around 20 seconds. We'll have an audio queue, but I don't have the audio queue right now since I have deleted mine. As you can see, if I look up, the swords, the more the swords there is, the more the swords that come down once the timer is finished. So you need to stack damage in order to create swords, in order for the swords to come down at great numbers. The Gravitation Surge is a black hole, a domain expansion, where you throw a black hole, after X seconds it expands, doing damage to anyone caught within, and once it ends, it deals 4,000 damage to whoever is still in. Realistically speaking, you will never hit the 4,000 damage, but if people are greedy enough to chase you, they will take massive damage. The Gravitational Collapse is kind of a laser. See it as like Pablo's final breath, but instead of him teleporting, he just stands in the air and has a big laser. That's pretty much it. with better looking, of course. Now the second menu is Spiral Lance. You aim, where you aim, you spawn a zone of swords. Pretty straightforward once again. A lot of sword comes from the ground and do damage. Now Scarlet Hand, on the other hand, get it, is one sword that does big damage in a big radius. Just like so. Now Gravitational Drive, it's kind of like Gaze of the Moon, but instead you have just you can hold space to glide, release space to stop gliding, or hold space to glide again. Very straightforward. Now Gravitational Lance is one of my favorite abilities in terms of it being really, hello cat, really straightforward once again, and it is a finisher. It acts as a finisher based on the distance you have. So I have it, and when I swing, time will slow down, and I will do damage based on the distance there is. You see I did 4,000 to the first one and 2,000 to the other one, because they were not on the same side. We'll bring them back. Bring 06. Cat, your tail is in my head. Bring 02. There we go. Now Iron Barrage. Cat, the mic please. Now Iron Barrage is really simple. Cat, yes, I know you want attention. Give her attention, guys. Yes. So Iron Barrage, very straightforward. You spawns ion in a triangle where you're looking, and people who are still within those ion cannon take massive damage. They can walk through it, but they will take damage. It's kind of like a cage. If you don't want anyone to go anywhere, you can just do that. Skybreaker is... Yes, I know you want. Can you leave me alone, cat? She's jealous of you guys. Skybreaker is an ability where if you're on the ground, you will go up, but if you go off the ledge, you will not go up. I'm going to show you the two. So this activation time and then big laser in a circle. So it's like, it doesn't last long, but it's very effective at getting people off of you. And if you're, for example, a swarm is on you, you press 6, you will fly on the ground for 0.7 seconds, and then same thing happens, except you still go in the sky. There we go. Spiral Grace is very similar to Ion Barrage, but instead you will spawn circles, like curved circles of ions all around the map, splitting the map in 5. People who are within those circles take massive damage, as you can see. It's 250 per ions, and if you stand there you will take 500. But once again, they just have to stand in an area and they will not take damage. They only take damage if they try to cross. Now his second final ability is called Radiant Invocation. Now it's kind of like a raid boss ability. Funnily enough, he's a raid boss, but in like Dark Souls and stuff, whenever some guy launches a ton of projectiles at you, that's pretty much what he did. So you want to use him in the air, and then do this. He has a small startup, and then he will fire projectiles at you coming from any range. He just has to aim on you. It's very simple. So during that, you just hide and you're fine, because the DPS on this is very strong, as you can see. And his final ability is Gravitation Ram. Now he enters a sort of stance where he prepares, and then he has dashes at fast speed, knocking back anyone in his path, and anyone in his path will be subject to an ion spawn, where lasers will spawn, and kaboom! Pretty straightforward. On Rage, he has just the casual resistance and mini crits, and it does affect every one of his lasers, so be careful. Big damage. Now that's pretty much it. I hope we are glad it's already so well made and well received by the community. Couple of problems need to be solved, but with this it should be fine. I hope you enjoy them. I sure will, and I'll see you boys in the next one. Bye bye.